Welcome back to the Frugal Millionaires podcast, where we explore all things personal finance, self-development, and business. Have you heard the phrase, your brain is the most powerful asset that you possess? Well, this is actually one of my personal truths. But it'll take much more than just our most powerful asset, especially if you're considering or if you've already taken that step to enter the world of entrepreneurship, which can be one of the roughest sports you'll ever play. And here's why. You see the TikToks of the world, Instagrams of the world, the Facebooks of the world, even the YouTubes of the world glamorize entrepreneurship. And while we see the glamorous side, there's also another side that's also not talked about as much. So let's look at the reality of entrepreneurship. Being your own boss as an entrepreneur, it affords you the freedom to set your own schedule. You can also pursue those projects, those initiatives, those ideas, those products, those services that align with your passions and values. And you can make independent decisions. Now, this autonomy allows for greater flexibility and balance in your work and personal life commitments, which empowers you to design a lifestyle that pretty much suits your needs and your preferences. Now, while being your own boss does offers freedom, it also entails a high level of responsibility and accountability. You see, as an entrepreneur, you're solely responsible for the success of your business, including making those strategic decisions, managing the finances, the overall budget, and ensuring the quality of your products or your company's services. So this requires a strong work ethic, discipline, and the ability to take ownership on both sides. This is the successes and the failures. Entrepreneurship inherently, it involves risk. It involves uncertainty. And being your own boss, you must be willing to embrace and navigate these challenges. You have to be able to navigate financial instability, any changes in the market, or even just unforeseen or unplanned obstacles. Success in entrepreneurship requires taking many calculated risks. And when you hear the term calculated risk, it's just another way of saying well thought out decisions, well planned decisions that you've researched, decisions that you've benchmarked against similar decisions. You've looked at lessons learned, you've looked at best practices, and you finally engineered a very good solution that you're willing to move forward on. It requires stepping outside of your comfort zone and, again, learning from failures along the way. And I want to say this because I think oftentimes failures are not put in the right context. You see, failures are part of the process. My personal view on failures is that you have to learn from each failure, but the more failures you have, that's getting you closer to your success. And it only takes one time to be successful. And so I don't view failures as a bad thing, or I don't view failures in a negative way. Instead, I see failures as a healthy part of the process. Being your own boss also allows for creativity. It allows for greater innovation, and it gives you the freedom to explore those ideas, or even to experiment in a way with different strategies and pursue even non-traditional or unconventional approaches. Entrepreneurship really, it encourages thinking. And what I mean by thinking is not just thinking along the same lines of everyone else, but thinking outside of the box. One of my favorites, it involves problem solving and adapting to changes. And you'll face a lot of problems. You'll face a lot of change, but you can't stay stuck in those problems. You can't stay stuck in a mentality of woe is me, or why is this happening to me? It's a part of the process, and you have to keep moving, and that means being able to adapt or adjust to changes. And while there's a lot of changes and there's a lot of adapting, entrepreneurship also provides a high level of fulfillment and impact. Being your own boss is not just about financial success, but it's also about making meaningful impact and finding fulfillment in your work. And whether that's solving a pressing societal issue or concern. One of my favorites is being able to create jobs in the communities in which my companies operate. Being able to give back and support various social programs in the communities where we operate. Being able to be a part and embedded into the community, and not just making money or benefiting from the community, but giving back to the communities in which we operate, as well as building a legacy. Very important. So entrepreneurship itself offers the opportunity to pursue and create a lasting impact that extends beyond money. And it's essential to recognize that achieving your goals often requires perseverance, a great amount of resilience, and a long-term vision. Some of my personal experiences I'll share with you about entrepreneurship is that you have to be prepared for the back and forth of negotiations. You see, you're negotiating almost on every turn, whether you're negotiating with vendors or product suppliers, whether you're negotiating the salary or the wages of the team and the staff that you employ, or whether you're negotiating to get the best loans or the best interest rates to support your business, and so on. Negotiations are a very, very important part of entrepreneurship. Also, potential lawsuits and legal proceedings. You see, there's sometimes in the life of entrepreneurship, you may be sued, or you may have to sue someone else. And this is common. This is not something that's abnormal. It's unfortunate that that's the world that we live in, but you may be potentially involved in a lawsuit as a plaintiff or a defendant and may be subjected to legal hearings at some stage of your entrepreneur journey. One of the ones that has really affected me probably the most, I would say, is as an entrepreneur, you have long days. You experience late nights, busy weekends. You miss several holidays and family events, and it comes with the territory. I'm no different than any other entrepreneur. You're no different than anyone else in the game of entrepreneurship. Be prepared. And many seasoned entrepreneurs can tell you, at some point during your journey, that's what it takes. Now, as you mature in your journey, as you reach different levels of success, as you're able to employ personnel and team members, then quite naturally things will change for you. But in the beginning, you should be prepared to be it all and do it all. Be prepared to do the work. Be prepared to manage the work. Be the bookkeeper. Pay all the bills and everything else that comes with your business. And actually for me, that's very important because there's a huge benefit in learning all of those things so that when you do reach a point to where you have to include support, you know exactly what the responsibilities are. You know exactly what the time commitments are. You know exactly what your team should be doing and at what points they should be doing because you've been there. But it's not easy. And I don't want to make it sound easy. I would probably say the first 10 years of my journey, I missed 8 out of 10 Christmas holidays. I probably missed 7 out of 10 Thanksgiving. My birthday, rarely. Maybe 2 times I can remember out of that decade that I actually was not working on my birthday and was actually able to enjoy it or celebrate it with friends and family. And that's a part of the journey. And when I look back on it, was it worth it? Absolutely. I'm very happy with the journey and where I am today. And it's still a journey. It's still a process. Because there's some times where I'm still traveling. Not as much, but it still requires that. And so you have to be willing to do what it takes along the journey of entrepreneurship. Another one is that relationships will be lost and genuine relationships will suffer. Genuine relationships to me, those are my friends, those are my family, friends since high school, friends since college. Our relationship suffers in terms of time. I'm not always available. We're not always meeting on the weekend. We're not always meeting even throughout the year. Some years I went maybe a year or 2 without meeting with my friends, without taking that guy's trip or without hanging out with those friends who are very close to me. there are months where we go without talking to each other. And again, those relationships suffer, but understandably so, those relationships are still maintained. There's an understanding that throughout the journey, you have those times where you go through a period of not talking or not seeing each other. And there's no offense. These are also things we talk about. But when we do connect, it's mutual respect, it's mutual love, it's catching up and picking back up where we left off. And so those are the genuine relationships that you really want to do your best to maintain and really go above and beyond, even when it's very difficult, to meet those commitments and to meet those celebrations, birthdays, births of babies, everything that comes along with those friendships. You want to be there for those friends. And the relationships that are lost, I have a very simple take on it. Those are the ones that are lost. And I truly believe not everyone is meant to go with you on your journey. There's going to be people in your life for a reason, for a season, and there are going to be those who are going to be there with you for a lifetime. And so that's my simple take on the relationships that are lost. And then just the last personal viewpoint I want to share is negative bank accounts. Just because this is so glamorized, when you first start out, it's okay to be broke. You'll lose money. You'll have negative bank accounts. That's okay when you're first starting out. As long as you don't allow that to continue for 3, 4, 5, 10 years. You should slowly but surely be progressing financially. So if you had a large loss this year, you should have a smaller loss the next year, and even smaller loss going forward. So understand that you will not reach that millionaire status or that billionaire status that you had in your mind, that you dreamed of. You will not reach that overnight in most cases. While that is possible and that is rare, in most cases, you will not reach that overnight. It is definitely a journey in the process. So I wanted to share just some of my personal reflections. I truly believe entrepreneurship is not for everyone. However, the reality of entrepreneurship is that it is both rewarding, fulfilling, impactful, as well as it presents its own set of challenges, as with anything else. And before jumping into the world of entrepreneurship, just research it out. Look at both sides. Understand who you are. That's most important, who you are. Not who they want you to be, not who friends and family want you to be, not who somebody else tells you that you are, but who you are. Your identity is a big part, and it will play a big role in your entrepreneurship journey. So there you have it, Frugal Millionaires family, the reality of entrepreneurship. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this episode. Please give this video a thumbs up, like, and turn on those post notifications so that you stay updated about our latest content. And feel free to drop us comments. Remember, the best way to support our YouTube channel is to share this video with others to spread more awareness. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Frugal Millionaires so that we can connect with you more. Thank you for watching. and we'll see you in the next one.